Look at the time now.
Hey!
Gather up the book, pop in the DVD, sit back and enjoy the super awesome BVM. Hello Muggles, I'm Katana and welcome back to another BVM. You know, I did have something creatively planned for this review, but then I thought to myself, nah. You know why? Well, because after seeing the very high demand for this particular review, I realized that you really want to see Harry Potter. So, really, why waste the effort? Why make such a kick-ass introduction to this review when, really, none of you are going to bother watching it because you all just came to see Harry Potter.
But if that's the case, then why not just hold off on these Harry Potter reviews for as long as possible, keeping those subscribers waiting and waiting to watch you grow. It's pure genius!
Ignoring that thought, let's just continue on with J.K. Rowling's next best hit, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I actually don't know why I stopped at Azkaban because this is my favorite story of the entire series. But I'll stop there. Don't want to get too ahead of myself. So let's talk plot. Surprise, surprise, something bad happens to Harry again. This time around, there's an escaped convict named Sirius Black on the loose, and word has it that he's looking for Harry. So for this year at Hogwarts, Harry's on a 24/7 watch by teachers, friends, and grim guards called Dementors. But that's not enough to stop him from discovering the mystery behind the truth. Now, of course, we still got our main cast. Harry's still sassy, Ron's still poor, Hermione's still smart, Hagrid's a teacher now, what's up with that? And Snape is particularly most savage in this one. But we also got a new bunch to play with. There's Professor Lupin, the new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, and compared to the last two, he's actually a lovable character. He does his job well, the classes love him, but Snape has a real hate for the guy, which begs the question, what's really behind the man with the lessons? Professor Trelawney is the divination teacher dealing with psychic mind readings and the future. You could choose whether to believe it or not, but one thing's for sure, it's the only class that Hermione cannot stand. Because she does not possess the sight. And finally, it's the introduction to my all-time favorite character, the prisoner himself, Sirius Black. He's said to be crazy, he's said to be a real mutt, but once the story reaches its major climax, he's seen in a whole new light. Now there's 1,000,001 reasons why this book is so awesome, but I'll just focus on the major quirks. For just the third year, there's so much going on aside from the main plot. The whole ongoing deal with Hermione taking a crap ton of classes, the Quidditch games actually having an amazing subplot, the issue with Hagrid and Buckbeak. I mean, there's never a dry chapter. Once one plot is done, it goes right into the next one. And besides being super charming, this book actually got me to laugh. A lot. This book was actually super funny to me, and a lot of that comes from the fact that I'm used to these characters now. I'll always get a laugh from Neville because I could expect something bad happening to him, but Ron's smart-ass commentary really got to me. Like this one line where Hermione didn't get a turn with the Bogart. "What would have it been for you," said Ron, sniggering, "a piece of homework that only got 9 out of 10? I mean, that's pretty funny, and there are other good moments just like it. Not every book is perfect. There will be flaws, even in Harry Potter's case. And the only thing that caught my attention was a small portion of the language. Seeing these words just surprised me. All I could think was, holy crap, this isn't a Harry Potter's book? Of course these words aren't that major, but they just felt really out of place. And it becomes even more evident once realizing that it only happens in the beginning chapters, nowhere else. If you look at these lines, they pretty much censor in the way that I could believe came out of Rowling. But that first encounter, was she just trying something new, thought it didn't work, and just never addressed it again? Rowling, you're an enchanting writer, you're beautiful, you don't need to stoop down to this kind of level. And this is still considered a children's book, so yeah, just tone it down a bit. But aside from that, it's my only complaint. The rest of the book was just that solid. So much happiness from an easy read of 400 pages. Now let's take a break from the book and check out the movie stance. Here's the film adaptation to Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So the movie begins in a rather weird situation as Harry picks the oddest of times trying to learn a new spell while screwing around with his Uncle Vernon. Come on, they put me in charge of the title sequence, so for the love of Dumbledore, just work! Yes! The next scene jumps right into Aunt Marge's visit, and she dislikes Harry with an extremely snooty taste, but in order to get that permission slip to Hogsmeade sign, he needs to behave. And I think this is the year that Vernon just stopped caring. I mean, he doesn't even put up an argument with Harry like he did in the book.
I need you to sign this form.
What is it?
Nothing. School stuff.
Later, perhaps, if you behave.
It's like a Dementor got loose and kissed him. Where's the emotion? Later that evening, the Dursleys are enjoying dinner with Aunt Marge getting tipsy on wine. She criticizes Harry on this cover-up school for criminal boys, and even his bloodline before having her glass blow up.
It's nothing to do with the father, it's always to do with the mother. You see it all the time with dogs. If there's something wrong with the bitch, then there's something wrong with the pup.
Wait, what?
If there's something wrong with the bitch, then there's something wrong with the pup.
In both cases, it was in perfect contest. I'm surprised it's even made in the movie. But remember, Rowley, you're magical. You don't need it. To no one's surprise, Harry snaps, transforming his cruel aunt with the same symptoms as Violet Beauregard. Oompa loompa doopa dee doo. Insulting Harry is bad for you. Oompa loompa doopa da dee. This is strike one from James and Lily.
Don't you dare!
Sorry!
Wow. She's dead. She's straight up dead. I mean, it wasn't explicit in the book either, but in some sense, I still knew she was in the house. But here, she bounced her snooty ass towards the atmosphere. And the book also explained that the ministry sends people over to fix the problem, but by the time they get there, she'll already be where all the good balloons go. Like a true teen, Harry storms out of the house until reaching the creepy playground and realizing he has nowhere to go. He stares down the black dog that barks him on his butt, signaling the night bus to arrive and drive him to Leaky Cauldron.
Take her away, Ern.
Yeah, take it away, Ernie. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Wait, why is there a shrunken head talking to Ern?
Well, whereabouts are you headed? The Leaky Cauldron. That's in London.
Do you hear that, Ern? The Leaky Cauldron, that's in London.
The leaky cauldron. Hey, if you have the pea soup, make sure you eat it before you eat.
Wait, the shrunken head answered. I don't get it.
The Muggles. Can't they see us?
Muggles? They don't see nothing, do they?
No, but if you jab them with a fork, they feel.
Is the head supposed to be Ern's voice? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, shrunken heads in the Harry Potter universe? Is this supposed to be canon? I don't know. If it was, it would have been in the book, but it's not in the book, so I really don't know. Why are there shrunken heads? Why are there shrunken heads? Would someone just answer my damn question? Sorry, Harry. From this maniac ride though, Harry learns about Sirius Black, a murderer known to be a supporter of Voldemort. He keeps this info close as they finally stop at the Leaky Cauldron, where the landlord Tom comes and escorts him to speak with Cornelius Fudge. Get this, he gets scolded more about running away than trying to send his aunt
To infinity and beyond.
You're safe, and that's what matters. And tomorrow you'll be on your way back to Hogwarts. Oh, these are your new school books. I took the liberty of having them brought here for you.
You know, so you don't have to spend the rest of your summer days exploring Diagon Alley, eating free sundaes, and seeing the fireball for the first time. All this can be yours! Ha 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 ha. Just as long as you stay in the cauldron. The next day arrives, and as Harry survives a bad Goosebumps story when textbooks attack, he goes downstairs to find his friends Ron and Hermione. He meets with the rest of the Weasleys as Mr. Weasley pulls him aside to talk more about Sirius Black, making Harry swear to not go looking for him. I think that's the real reason why Ron was so clingy to Scabbers. Mama Weasley can write a mean howler. The trio find their seating with Professor Lupin as Harry explains all he knows about Sirius so far. The train comes to an unexpected stop as everything around them begins to dramatically freeze up, and they cower in fear as the tremendously creepy Dementor pays a visit. Professor, I don't know when was the last time you used a wand, but they technically need some sort of verbal command. And if you discovered a way to use your mind, you are holding out, bucko! The Dementor is driven away, and Harry faints as he hears the screams of an opera singer performing her last note. He wakes up to the smell of chocolate and learns why these Dementors are spooking about. Lupin goes to speak with the conductor while Harry tries to make sure he isn't the only one who heard the screams. But nope, he's alone on that one. What the hell? Welcome to Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Hogwarts, I guess. Just kidding. But really, I didn't know the school had an a cappella group. In the book, Harry and Hermione were brought to McGonagall's office so they and the readers missed out on the sorting hat ceremony and apparently this. You know, I'm getting the vibe that this movie secretly wants to be a musical. As always, Dumbledore gives his welcoming statement and introduces two new teachers, Professor Lupin and Hagrid. Also, this scene and another one are the only two you are ever going to see Malfoy teasing Harry about the fainting instead of the entire year. And I'm just going to give my 2 cents about this new Dumbledore. I like him. While Richard Harris did grow on me in the previous films, Michael Gambon does the part very energetically, and I can see through his performance that he genuinely enjoys playing this headmaster.
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light.
Simply magical.
Fortuna Major.
No, wait. What's this?
Musical! This movie wants to be a musical! Oh, where's Sharp Evans when you need her? After the fat lady lets them in, the boys engage in a manly sleepover, making animal noises and farting steam out of their ears. It's so manly that the Dementors gather together and curse about not being invited. Oh yeah, that manly. Classes start the next day with divination, taught by Professor Trelawney, who in my opinion gives one of the most funniest and stereotypical performance of any fortune teller. Tell me you don't crack a smile while listening to this.
I am Professor Trelawney. Together we shall cast ourselves into the future. But first, you must broaden your minds. First, you must look beyond. Boy, is your grandmother quite well?
I think so.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Give me the cup. Oh, pity.
It's always Neville. He picked up that cup like his grandma actually turned the tea leaves. When Trelawney gets to Harry's tea leaves, she scares herself by seeing the Grim, the Omen of Death. But instead of heading to McGonagall's class to understand that Trelawney basically does the Omen trick to greet a new class, the trio walks to Hagrid's class, where we see a classic Neville shenanigans and more of that sweet hero rival smack talk.
Dementor!
Wow. Clap. Seriously, Malfoy, one of your best yet. I mean, I haven't seen a trick so elementary since...
Buzz, look, an alien! Where? Ah!
Hagrid comes back with today's lesson, Buckbeak the Hippogriff, who's very proud, but not so kinda insults. Harry becomes the first volunteer to try and pet it, and with a little respect, Buckbeak says it's alright.
Oh, well done, Harry. Well done. I think he lay like you ride him now.
What? Hey!
You were here. Just
Hagrid.
read the wing joint.
Clearly Hagrid knows what he's doing. I mean, once you pet a hippogriff, it'll be a pretty dick move not to ride it. Also, the book said Buckbeak flew once around the paddock, not all of Hogwarts. I mean, something could happen to Harry during this flight, and if he were to fall or be attacked, it's game over, man. Game over! Harry comes back with a safe landing, and Draco Diva over here thinks it's so easy, but the idiot was chewing away at his apple, ignoring the one rule about hippogriffs, and gets attacked.
Oh, it's killed me. It's killed me.
Calm down. It's just a scrap.
Oh, you're gonna regret this.
Class dismissed.
You and your bloody chicken.
Just wait till I tell my father about this! Ooh, my robe. They're all back inside the castle where Seamus calls upon the attention that Sirius Black is close by the school. Crazy. And with a chilling transition, it's time for Professor Lupin's first lesson, dealing with Bogarts.
Bogarts are shapeshifters. They take the shape of whatever a particular person fears the most. That's what makes them so
terrifying, yes. What really finishes a boggart is laughter. You need to force it to assume a shape you find truly amusing.
With those instructions, it's time to put the most nerve-wrecked kid to try it out first.
Think, Neville, think.
Ridiculous!
Wonderful, Neville, wonderful.
Just wonderful, Neville. Now let's hope this doesn't take the books route where Snape is just bullying you for the rest of the year once the word gets out. But hey, we live in the now, we laugh in the now. One by one, and by that I literally mean 3 people, get a turn to take on the Bogart with 2/3 of accurate fears. Ron plus Spider, yes. Parvati plus Snake, no. It was a mummy! But the fun is destroyed when Harry steps up and sees the Dementor, and Lupin has to jump in, change the shape, and lock it back inside.
Sorry about that. That's enough for today. If you'd all like to collect your books from the back of the class, that's the end of the lesson. Thank you. Sorry, go on. You can have too much of a good thing.
I'm sure he cut the line. I mean, he wasn't even supposed to get a turn. But that excitement quickly dies out as it is replaced with the first visit to Hogsmeade.
But Professor, I thought if you signed it, then I could go.
I can't. Only a parent or a guardian can sign. Since I am neither, it would be inappropriate.
I'm sorry, Potter.
That's my final word.
He can't go on the trip, he didn't send his aunt to the moon. I mean, things are not going Harry's way. Well, it's not all bad. He spends his time with Lupin talking about the Bogart lesson and even gained a little insight on his parents.
Your mother was there for me at a time when no one else was. Not only was she a singularly gifted witch, she was also an uncommonly kind woman. And your father, James, on the other hand, he had a certain, shall we say, talent for trouble. A talent, rumor has it, he passed on to you.
Oh, and what a talent it is. It's practically a sport for Harry at this point, seeing how much trouble he can get in 1 year. As Harry's friends come back talking about how awesome Hogsmeade was, they rise up to the stairs to learn that the fat lady was attacked. She's found in a safari landscape, saying that Sirius Black is now in the castle. Security is buffed up and the students are sleeping in the Great Hall for the night. As for who's going to protect the Gryffindor common room while the fat lady's painting is repaired, it's never addressed. Oh, if they only had a brave but very obnoxious night painting to take the position. But things don't get any better the next day as Lupin is a no-show, leaving Snape to do the teaching. And man, is he in a real stingy mood today.
Excuse me, sir. Where's Professor Lupin?
That's not really your concern, is it, Potter? Which one of you can tell me the difference between an animagus and a werewolf? No one. How disappointing.
An animagus is a wizard who elects to turn into an animal. A werewolf has no choice.
That is the second time you have spoken out of turn, Miss Granger. Are you incapable of restraining yourself, or do you take pride in being an insufferable know-it-all?
And what you're seeing is pretty tame compared to the book. I mean, he's yelling at them, insulting the way Lupin teaches. He even gives Ron detention for trying to defend Hermione while asking the question. I mean, he's just brutal.
And on my desk by Monday morning, 2 rolls of parchment on the werewolf with particular emphasis on recognizing it.
Sir, it's Quidditch tomorrow.
Then I suggest you take extra care, Mr. Potter. Loss of limb will not excuse you.
Well, at least the Quidditch game will be fun. I stand corrected. The first game of the season and already there's a shitstorm happening. I'm also a little sad that these games aren't getting much attention because it's the best season of Quidditch yet. Oliver Wood is graduating this year, making it his last chance to win the Quidditch Cup for Gryffindor, and the determination and struggle to win is just something worth reading. Like, take this moment where Harry is so close to getting the snitch, but the Dementors come and ruin the chance. He gets the life sucked out of him and free falls before having Dumbledore save him. And to add on to misfortune, Harry wakes up to hear that Hufflepuff won the match and his broom got trashed by the Whomping Willow. My lord, at this point this movie should be called Harry Potter and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. But Harry still has this instantaneous healing going for him, allowing him to talk with Lupin and ask for help with the Dementors. Lupin agrees, but only after the holidays. A second visit to Hogsmeade is made before Christmas, and Harry decides to sneak into the crowd with the invisibility cloak. Which will never work, because as the book specified, the Dementors guarding the castle can see right through that. Luckily, Fred and George catch him and give up the Marauders map as an early Christmas gift.
So you mean this map shows
Everyone.
everyone?
Everyone. Where they are, what they're doing, every minute of every day.
Brilliant.
Oh, and Harry, don't forget, when you're done, just give it a tap and say, Mischief managed. Otherwise anyone can read it.
With that in mind, Harry has what he needs to sneak into Hogsmeade, slip by one of Willy Wonka's side businesses, and save Ron and Hermione from another Malfoy confrontation with snowballs. A fun and innocent scene, but it comes way too early. This does happen in the book, but not until the third Hogsmeade visit in the second term where Harry actually gets caught by Malfoy, leading to the very harsh argument with Snape. And if this scene's starting here, then that means there's really no reason for the third visit. Oh, and I was really pumped to see Hogsmeade in the spring. After scaring the bullies away, Harry reunites with his friends and walks towards the 3 broomsticks, where they see Hagrid, Fudge, and McGonagall. He hears his name mentioned and sneaks into the pub to eavesdrop.
I say, no underage wizards allowed in today. Shut the damn door.
So rude.
Actually, yes, they can go in, considering the book had no problem with it. And I'm sorry, but can someone explain to me why there are shrunken heads? It's still puzzling to me. Harry follows his elders and plays fly on the wall, learning more about Black leading Voldemort to James and Lily on the night of their deaths, and killing their friend Peter Pettigrew. But the winning information to come out of all of this...
Sirius Black was, and remains to this day, Harry Potter's godfather.
Oh my lord! What a shocker. Harry storms out of the pub in an invisible rage, and when Ron and Hermione find him, he declares revenge.
He was that friend! I hope he finds me. Because when he does, I'm gonna be ready. When he does, I'm gonna kill him.
But before any wizard blood could be shed, the second term starts as Harry begins his first lesson against the Dementors. Basically, all he needs is a strong, happy memory and the words Expecto Patronum. Pretty easy.
Expecto Patronum! Expecto! Expecto!
Oh, those are just the first time jitters, Harry. Come on, get up, get up. So after Lupin tells Harry to pick a memory that doesn't suck, he goes in for round 2 and actually pulls it off.
I was thinking of him. And Mum. Seeing their faces. They were talking to me. Just talking. That's the memory I chose.
Well, your memory in the book was that night you could ditch the Dursleys and become a wizard, but you also did this in your second try, so it's all good. The trio visit Hagrid in the next scene, where he tells them about the Buckbeak trial that apparently was never mentioned up till this point, and gives the grave news that the bird horse will be sentenced to death. This doesn't faze me at all, because I only saw the bird once, and just now I'm hearing that it was put on trial and lost. Not that much time to care. Nope. And then comes along a scene that never happens in the book. Harry is looking through the Marauder's map when he comes across the name Peter Pettigrew and tries to find him. Snape finds him roaming the halls, takes the Marauder's map, only to get insulted by it, and Lupin appears to bust Harry out of trouble. Honestly, the only reason this is here is just to make that scene with Snape and Harry happen. Also, this kind of ruins the mystery behind Pettigrew by making the foreshadowing too obvious with the chance that he's still alive. Not only that, but this better shows how tame Snape is, because as I said before, this is the moment he presents his ugly side and reveals his hate for Harry's dad. They tried to follow the book, but the motives behind the scene just didn't work.
Professor, just so you know, I don't think that map always works. Earlier on, it showed someone in the castle. Someone I know to be dead.
Oh, really? And who might that be?
Peter Pettigrew.
Oh, so Lupin doesn't find out about Peter on his own. It was Harry. That's... No. It still ruins the surprise. So, after Lupin scolds Harry for sneaking around, Harry returns to his dorm, leading to the next day at divination class and crystal ball fun.
My dear, from the first moment you stepped foot in my class, I sensed that you did not possess the proper spirit for the noble art of divination. No, you see, you may be young in years, but the heart that beats beneath your bosom is as shriveled as an old maid's, your soul as dry as the pages of the books to which you so desperately cleave. Have I said something?
No. It was something you predicted. And because final exams are non-existent in these films, the random crystal ball gives Harry an excuse to speak with Trelawney alone, where she becomes possessed and gives him a grave warning.
Tonight, he who betrayed his friends whose heart rots with murder shall break free. Innocent blood shall be spilt, and servant and master shall be reunited once more. Oh, I'm so sorry, dear boy. Did you say something?
Jesus, lady! Control your spirits! Harry gets spooked out of class and the screen fades out to the trio walking to Hagrid's. They pass by the executioner for the beheading and Malfoy once again, as Hermione had just about enough of his crap.
Malfoy, you okay?
You know, it's the little things from the book you gotta love. Can I see that one more time? Awesome. Thank you. They try to feed comforting thoughts to Hagrid before the killing, while Ron reunites with the lost Scabbers. Being pelted by rocks, Harry notices Dumbledore, Fudge, and the executioner coming their way, so they leave the hut and watch from a distance as Buckbeak is no more. I know this is a sad moment and everything, but it still doesn't faze me. There were only 2 moments dealing with Buckbeak in this movie. The book gave you a reason to care because of the effort Harry and his friends put into helping the case. They spent days, mainly Hermione and Ron, preparing Hagrid to plead his case on the incident, but in the end, Buckbeak was still given the death penalty. This movie, however, rushes through all that, not giving enough time and care to the whole situation. I want to cry with them, but 7 minutes ain't enough to shed some tears. Scabbers gets tired of his sob story and escapes. They follow him to the Whomping Willow, which I do not believe is the same one as in the Chamber of Secrets, location-wise. Actually, now that I think about it, who the hell puts a killing tree near the school? With kids walking around? The black dog from before shows up and attacks him, dragging Ron under the tree.
Hey, I remember you. You hurt me last year.
Destroy!
So, after a minute of ducking, dodging, and even riding the tree, they eventually get shot through the hole, going deeper until finding themselves in the Shrieking Shack, the haunted house Ron and Hermione were looking at earlier. Upstairs, they find Ron and finally confront the madman, Sirius Black. And from here the climax finally rises, and it is so heavy! Harry jumps Sirius and prepares to contemplate murder, but Lupin busts in to stop him. The trio becomes confused and heated as Lupin hugs Sirius, where Hermione reveals Lupin as a werewolf. They almost begin to tell the whole truth until Snape comes in to capture Sirius. Harry blows Snape off his feet to hear the truth, and Sirius pulls off the most wizarding Scooby-Doo moment in history to reveal Scabbers as... Peter Pettigrew! And believe me when I say that this whole chain of events is way longer in the book. I mean 2 chapters worth. It covered detail by detail about the incident from Sirius' side of the story, how he found out and escaped, why Pettigrew stayed as a rat for so long, I mean everything. But I can also understand time restraints, and this scene still rocked, so it passes.
Bless you, boy. Bless you.
Harry makes the decision to take Pettigrew to the Dementors, and once back up on the surface, he and Sirius share a very heartwarming moment, but the moon shows up, putting Lupin through a painful transformation, allowing Pettigrew to escape. Hermione tries to talk with the beast, but that idea was stupid to begin with, and Sirius engages Lupin in a one-on-one dogfight. Ah, this is just too much for me. Too much! Sirius is drastically losing the fight, and Harry comes over to draw Lupin's attention. The werewolf goes for the kill, but is distracted by the howls of the night. Harry follows a wounded Sirius to a lake and becomes surrounded by a horde of Dementors. And let me tell you right now, it's painful. But wait, what's that? Oh my lord, it's the legendary Pokemon Xerneas! This wild creature pulls off an extreme Patronus that's super effective against all the Dementors, saving Harry and Sirius. Harry passes out, waking up again in the infirmary to learn that Sirius has been caught and will be given the Dementor's kiss. Dumbledore pops a visit to just give the wink wink hint hint to Hermione about using her time turner necklace to travel back in time, which she's been using to manage her numerous classes.
No one knows.
When'd she get here?
What a load of rubbish.
Where did you come from?
Me? Been here all this time.
Exactly how many classes are you taking this term?
A fair few.
Ancient runes on the same time as divination. You have to be in 2 classes at once.
Don't be silly, Ronald. How could anyone be in 2 classes at once?
But before we explore that adventure, let me just point out one thing. What the hell happened to that guy? Why is his upper body a mummy? You know what, it's been a long day. Can we just all agree that between the time they left the castle to now, Neville did something incredibly stupid? I could believe that. Harry and Hermione return to the moment of Buckbeak's execution, realizing that they have the chance to save the bird now.
Okay, Buckbeak, come on quickly. Come with us now, okay? Come on.
Come on, bird, move! I know you didn't get enough time in the movie, but now's really your time to shine. Luckily, Hermione tempts Buckbeak with Ferret Sweet, saving the feathered horse faster and making the executioner look like a damn fool. Yeah, you show that pumpkin patch who's boss. The time jumpers then await their next plan of action. Howling into the moonlight and asking the werewolf to kill him. Wait, that's not how it goes. This scene actually adds more excitement because in the book, all they did was wait in Hagrid's empty hut before Harry went to check if it was time to rescue Sirius. I wonder why they changed that. Oh hell yeah, Buckbeak! Now I know. Buckbeak told the movie to shove it because he knew everyone in the audience solely came for him. Praise the Hippogriff! Harry returns to the lake and watches himself die by the Dementors, believing that his dad will come any minute. And then, a realization happens. Something strong inside him that he never knew about.
Expecto Patronum!
Oh my lord. Harry Potter is the legendary Pokemon Xerneas! Well, close enough. Here's the reason why the Patronus was so powerful.
You were right, Hermione. It wasn't my dad I saw earlier. It was me. I saw myself conjuring the Patronus before. I knew I could do it this time because, well, I'd already done it. Does that make sense?
No!
So Harry and Hermione fly to Sirius's jail cell, breaking him out and giving him Buckbeak to soar into the night. They return back to the infirmary, confusing an injured Ron.
How did you get there? I was talking to you there. No, you're there.
What's he talking about, Harry?
I know. Honestly, Ron, how can somebody be in two places at once?
Okay, you had your fun. Now explain to him like you did in the book, okay? Stop being jerks. The next day, Harry visits Lupin to see that he's resigned to avoid the complaints from parents saying that they don't want a werewolf teaching their kids. He gives Harry the Marauder's map back and goes on his way. And we'll never know who in fact were Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs. Harry then heads to the Grand Hall where a special package is waiting for him.
It's a firebolt. It's the fastest broom in the world. For me. But who sent it? No one knows.
This came with it.
Oh, I was wondering when that was gonna show up. Not exactly a Christmas gift, but people also suddenly stopped caring about the Quidditch game, so it works too. And with a lightning speed test drive to the skies, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban finally comes to an end. Now I cannot stress how much I love this story. I mean, the movie was the first to introduce me to this franchise because I loved it so much. It introduced me to my favorite characters and brought two of the things I enjoy most: werewolves and time traveling. This movie really did bring me joy and wonder. That is, until I've read the book. So, book wins! There's nothing incredibly bad about the film, but once I finally made time to read the book, the differences were very shown. And I get it, as the books get bigger, the more juicy the details are. And the movies have to be kept at a certain time, so cuts are completely understandable. What the movie took out and kept didn't work to its advantage. Like the case with Buckbeak that was really emotional in the book but not as effective in the movie because it rarely had the attention it deserved. There wasn't much emphasis on people making sure Harry was secure from the killer trying to get him, making it seem as if no one gave much of a damn on his well-being. The scenes with Harry hearing the voice of his mother could have been more developed as it was in the book, where each time he's sucked off he hears a little more from his dad and even Voldemort from that night. And for the first time, I actually prefer the ending in the book. Sirius sends Harry a letter saying he's alright. Ron is given a new owl to replace Scabbers. It was just great. But the one change that really peeved me off was shifting around the events of the third Hogsmeade visit with Harry sneaking through the castle. It ruined the subtle hint that Pettigrew was a traitor. Barely any mention of him in the book until the review, which made it all the more surprising. To show what I mean, recall this scene.
Black was vicious. He didn't kill Pettigrew. He destroyed him. A finger. That's all was left, a finger. Nothing else.
That's pretty much all the book gave. Very quick, very brief, and not much attention brought to it. But when you show a scene like this, that's basically telling the audience, hey, remember the guy we just said died? Oh, he's walking through the halls? We're putting some emphasis on this, so what does it mean? I don't know, for me personally, that just crossed the line from keeping the hints very low to making it blatantly obvious. But there was one major element that really attracted me to the book. Drama. Oh my lord, I did not know what I was in for. I opened this book and a freaking soap opera just dropped on my eyes. Harry, you know that killer on the loose? Well, he's your godfather. I mean, the emotions and situations that happen are just all over the place, but in a good way. The fight between Ron and Hermione's cat and rat gets so intense that they don't even speak to each other for a while. The story to win Oliver the Quidditch House Cup was as good as any other inspirational sports movie, and it really sucked that it was downplayed to one simple match. Snape's sour grudge against Sirius for practically killing him as a student years ago is revealed, giving more motivation to Snape being in that shack and wanting to turn Sirius in. Yet nothing moved me more than reading something only the book provided. Lupin's backstory. I was already 100% invested on him being the werewolf, but learning this whole past of him being discriminated by other students was just heartbreaking. Then he met Sirius, James, and Pettigrew, who decided to become part animals so they could not only watch over Lupin during the full moons, but also keep him from feeling alone. Now that is an honest friendship. No wonder they got pissed for Pettigrew portraying the Potters. I love the movie, and I will continue to watch it with pure enjoyment, but when pinned against his literary counterpart, there's no doubt in my mind that the pages win this round. With that said, those are my final thoughts on Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And you know what? This actually kind of makes me curious about what my Patronus will look like. I wonder. Expecto Patronum! Whoa!
Hi, I'm Nico the Heartless.
Oh my god! My incredible love for Kingdom Hearts has formed me a Heartless! Hi, Nico!
Hi! I can't wait to share my explosive love!
Oh, well, isn't that just the Wait. Explosive love? What? What the hell? No, Nico! Oh god, how do I turn this thing off? Read the book, watch the movie, make your own opinion. I'm Katana. Yeah!
Let's be friends forever!
Well, that was unexpected. If you survived the blast, why not click that subscribe button to let me know you're A-okay? And if you want more excitement, why not visit the Gladers on my review of The Maze Runner? Got a book/movie you'd like to see reviewed? Well, just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to check it out.
Hey look! A Dementor! Looks like he's coming to kiss ya. If only there was someone to drive it away.
Wait, Nico, that's your job! Please just stay away. Oh, jeez, your lips are so grim and chapped. No!